10 before the hour. All right. There is just a whole. There's just a whole clutch of these religious right talk show freaks that infest the airwaves, radio and television. But one of the worst is this Kevin Swanson freak. I want you to hear his words here. He trashes the Grammy Awards. There are lots of reasons to trash the Grammy Awards, but not the reason he says. He says they are a satanic, pagan orgy. These Christians love orgies, and they love satanic orgies the most. And there is no Satan in pagan religion. Satan can only be found in the Abrahamic religions. Oh, okay, Hinduism. They have all kinds of devils and demons. But paganism doesn't have Satan. That's thanks to the Christians, okay? Anyway, go ahead and play that sound if you would, Kathy, the first part.
The 2014 Grammy celebration was a celebration of fornication, twerking, stripping, satanic rituals, topped off with about 34 neuronic weddings conducted by a lesbian with music provided by Madonna. And so, yeah, the homosexuals getting married in the tradition of the Caesar Nero. It was basically a satanic pagan orgy.
I mean, how many words did he have in that sentence or two that involve activities that he would love to participate in and just can't bring himself to do it? Now, the second one, the second soundbite here, this freak has an explanation for all this came from, where it came from. It came from the Beatles.
This is how Katy Perry and all of her friends, Katie Hudson, Katy Perry and all her friends, apostatized from the faith. They moved gradually out of the Christian faith into a secular, demonic approach to things, and they move out of the Christian home. This is how you get from a 55% church attendance ratio for the silent generation to 18% for the Millennial Generation, down to 4% in the year 2025. And it wouldn't happen without the Beatles. The Beatles had to start in the choir at St. Peter's Anglican Church. They had to. They had to start there, friends. They had to work out the first bars, a whole lot of shaking going on the church piano at St. Peter's Anglican Church. It has to start. Katy Perry, the Beatles, have to start at their little local church. They have to start there. Why? Because it takes apostates to destroy a culture and to undermine a civilization. That's how you get from I want to hold your hand to let's do it in the road by 1968. And by the way, the 2014 Grammys celebrated the Beatles yet again. And I think that's important because the Beatles opened things up for us. That's how we got to the drug culture of the 1969s and 1970s.
Yeah, the 1969s were a bitch, weren't they, Kevin? Oh, my God. Now, I can sit here and laugh, but these people believe this stuff. I mean, this is, no pun intended, well, yes, pun intended, this is gospel to them. This is more important to them what the Beatles were doing 55, 60 years ago. Yeah, it's been that long. What they were doing back then, and Katy Perry? What the hell has Katy Perry got to? Well, did she start out? How about Aretha Franklin? You left her out. She started in a choir. I don't know. There are a lot of singers, a lot of rock stars who started out doing religious music, I guess. And that's what the point Kevin is trying to make. That Satan gets inside of them and starts to move their hips. Satan gets inside of them and starts to get them to shake their asses. Satan gets inside of them and starts to make them do the hoochie coochie or the twerking or the jerking or the humping or the bumping. Satan gets inside of them and makes them do all this funky stuff because Satan gets inside of them. Hallelujah. Why can't I do some twerking? Kevin wants to know. That's what he's saying. Yes?
He didn't mention Elvis. And I thought Elvis, first off, Elvis sang a lot of gospel music, right? So didn't he get started in the church, or at least had strong biblical foundations for his music? And wasn't he, didn't they refuse to show him from the waist down because of all his
that was, Ed Sullivan's
gyrations?
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
Wasn't Elvis of the devil?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just curious.
Of course he was. We take all this stuff way too seriously, except for the simple fact that this is part of what's destroying civilization as we know it. These people did not these people did not succeed in the Dark Ages. They did not succeed in the Middle Ages, although they came close. And then the Renaissance came along and kicked an awful lot of asses. And then the Enlightenment came along and really kicked some of these religious freaks to the curb. And then the age of scientific inquiry came along, and all of a sudden, whoops! So they're reverting back to, I don't know, they're going back to the days of sitting out in front of the cave, I guess, and saying, ooga booga, there's demons out there, ooga booga, here, let me cast spells, let me call down the power of the good demons. I can do it for you, don't worry about it. But there's all kinds of bad stuff out there. There's monsters and slippery, slimy things.